Alrighty, Super Mario Galaxy.
Hello there.
Hey there, Retro.
What game were you playing?
What was I playing just now?
I wanna play too. Let me see.
It was, your next assignment.
Oh, what's next?
Sonic 06?
On the Switch?
Yeah, it was a bootleg.
Alrighty then. I'll take your word for it. Actually, I haven't played 06 in a while.
Funny, that's what he said.
Who?
Fangal Airbag?
Wait. The guy that stole my helmet?
I was just renting it.
So since many people consider this game to be the worst Sonic game ever made, you'll be teaming up with him for this review.
Alright, I guess I can work with him. Hey, why not you?
Unfortunately I can't. I've never played this game before.
But I thought you were playing it just now.
I gotta go. See you later.
Okay then. How have you been? I haven't seen you since the incident.
I've been just fabulous, although fairly dead on YouTube.
You think you have it bad? I've got more hair than my mushroom soup.
Interesting, truly. So how's about we start talking about, what was it again? Sonic the Hedgehog on the Sega Genesis?
Tis fanball. It's Sonic the Hedgehog on Game Gear.
Ah, okay. My mistake.
Out of curiosity, how did you come across this game? I don't have much of a history. Just heard it was bad, got 360, and played it.
I see. Well, the first time I ever came across Sonic 06 was on YouTube, in the form of an all the cutscenes video. And from the cutscenes alone, I mean, it looks like a cool game. I just so happened to have had an Xbox 360 at the time as well, so I got the game and, finished it. Painfully.
Huh. Funny enough, I finished it and I thought it was just alright. But that was a few years ago, and I was mostly saying that for the sake of being weird, I guess. But I am curious about if my thoughts have changed.
Well, why don't we find out, Retro, my boy?
Yeah! I mean, look at me. I'm not gonna stay like this forever, right? Well, here's a little history something I didn't know before. Apparently, this game wasn't meant for the 360 or PS3, and wasn't originally a Sonic game.
Tell me more.
Well, it was gonna be a game for the PS2 and GameCube generation, with its unique physics and such. But then, while Sega was working on the next Sonic game, they noticed that it would line up with the series' 15th anniversary. So then Sega told Sonic Team to combine the two together, and game time.
Time game.
And so it was released for the 360 during the Christmas holidays of 2006, and then later for the PS3. So, is this game any fun?
Let's get moving!
So, the game starts off with this surprisingly well animated CGI cutscene that does a really decent job of conveying what's happening here. Elise, or as I like to call her, Carrot Legs, is the princess of the kingdom of Soliana, and her kingdom is having a big old festival celebrating the Flames of Disaster, which are sealed within Carrot Legs. Eggman would like to—
Hold it! Hold everything! That's not him! That's an abomination. I'm fine with the whole realistic people with Sonic characters stuff and everything, but Eggman, why? Your mustache got bigger.
As I was saying, Eggman would like to acquire the Flames of Disaster from Carrot Legs for reasons. So Eggman manages to capture Elise, but then Sonic shows up for reasons to save Elise. And well, he succeeds at first, but then like an absolute loser, looks away for 2 seconds and she already gets kidnapped again. She then proceeds to give our boy Sonic a Chaos Emerald. Our objective is now clear: save Elise.
And that's pretty much it for the story. It goes a lot deeper than that, but we'll touch on that later. For now, let's talk about how the game plays. Well, for starters, we've got Hub World. Neat. It seems fine, I guess. There's 3 of them, levels, of course, a shop in each for power-ups, and even missions. So there's the first level. I guess I had to get the tin to do the lightspeed dash first. No problem. Oh, right. I have to buy it. How do you get rings besides these acts? The missions. I guess that's why they're here. Okay, loading. Yep, okay. Oh, another loading. That's weird. Alrighty, go through the rings. Oh, another loading screen. The heck? Okay, got an S rank. That's pretty sweet, I guess. And then another loading. Okay, let me break down the issues. First, this hub world is bad. What makes it so bad, you may ask? Well, how about not knowing where to go? There's this mini-map that gives you some idea of what's around you, and some of the peoples will sometimes give you hints, but most of the time, you'll get lost. It's rare to find anyone important to talk to, and when you do find someone, they're like, go to the train station. Where is it, you moron? Like, if you could just pause the game and have a map of the entire area, that'd be great. But no! Issue number 2, the missions. On paper, they sound harmless. However, the missions are optional, and then there are the ones that you have to do to progress into the story. That's fine and everything, but which ones do I have to do? None of them seem important anyway. Go for rings, defeat all of the enemies under a time limit, find a dog, guess the number of boxes that are there, find these stupid kids! With the annoying ones, you could spend an hour on one. And after you've finally done it, oh look, it was optional. What fun! And there's no incentive to do them anyway. All you get are rings which you can use to buy power-ups, which I'll get into later. But when you can get more rings in the axe and avoid most of the annoying stuff, yeah, the missions suck. And 3, the loading times. They're long and they're everywhere. I can deal with the long loading times, no problem. Growing up, we had a lot of scratched PS1 and PS2 discs on the PS2 system that has seen better days. We don't talk about why those discs are scratched. However, there are loading screens in places where there shouldn't be loading screens. For missions, talk to someone, load. They explain, load. You fail, load. They scold you, load. Talk to them again, load. So on, so on. And in the axe, there are certain sections that are cut off by loading screens. This by itself wouldn't be so bad if there weren't so god-franking many of them. Man, could you imagine if there were loading screens for every time you died too?
So already it's painfully obvious that this game has really dumb design choices that, of course, could have been saved with more development time. But you know, Sega does what Nintendo don't. The physics are an interesting one because they are by no means good. But like, personally, for most of my experiences playing the game, it wasn't something I was paying much attention to. Sonic controls really meh, and to be honest doesn't feel that fast, which is one of the worst things to say about a Sonic game. Another gripe I have is that there's no timed indicators that show what button you should press for when you might have to do something like a wall jump. You just get this one line of dialogue from this old guy that tells you what to do, and that's it. That's all the info you get, and that's not to mention that wall jumping in this game is stupid. But we can talk more about that when we talk about level design.
Sonic's physics in 3D games have never been perfect. From Adventure to the Boost series, there has always been some sort of issue, and this game is no exception. They had a neat idea with fixing the issue, I'll give them that. However, it kinda doesn't work. Sonic just feels so stiff to control. His momentum is all over the place when jumping, the homing attack is just slow, and Sonic is actually a lot slower. Apart from when he uses speed boosters, his top speed is capped. I guess that gives you more control, but at the same time, it's not fun. And when he goes beyond that speed cap, I'm not prepared, so I bump into every turn. Okay, well, the adventure games had that issue too. Not to mention that its minor glitches combined with the levels can really get in the way at times, but we'll touch on that later too. Also, really, Fangirl? The quick time events give you trouble?
Shut up or else your pizza will be gone forever.
It's all I have left, you mainstay!
Ugh, man. What happened? I think I blacked out. Well, physics aside, Sonic plays exactly how you would expect.
Aside from being slow.
You run around, use your homing attacks to defeat your enemies, all that stuff. The spin dash returns, though it's pretty bad, so meh. Along with the bouncing ball. He bounces. That one. You know the one. However, they removed one tiny little thing. The spin jump. I'm sure many people just ignored this or something. But not me. I'm mad. Like, what? Just because the homing attack was so useful, so it's the only thing you have now? What's the point of Sonic being a hedgehog at this point? What about when he bounces? Is he just giving off magic energy? Actually, what does he do if he can attack with a homing attack but not a spin jump?
A sfoaming Jamak.
What kind of Sonic game calls itself the Sonic the Hedgehog but doesn't do the Sonic stuff? Wait, what the heck did you just call it?
A sfoaming Jamak?
The heck is a small a low show a topo. Screw it, I'm too tired for this crap.
Good, as you should, as one should never question the sacred foaming Jamak.
Because of how the physics work and everything, using a homing attack is so slow. And there are enemies with health bars too! Ah! You're better off using the slide or bounce move, since that'll deal more damage. And then there are the gem power-ups. Ooh boy, let me tell ya, they do not work at all. What's supposed to happen is, as you use them, this meter is supposed to go down. But because the game is so buggy, that never happens. There's the one that lets you do a spin tornado, it's useless anyway. There's the one that gets you a speed boost and bump you into everything. One where you can slow down time just a bit. One where you can pause your homing attack mid-air, also useless. One where you get an electric shield, okay. One where you throw a gem and Sonic teleports there, and one where he goes small, for some reason. None of them are required at all. Some of them actually do help a bit, but not by that much. However, the last two gems are especially broken. If you use a teleport gem while at a wall and aiming upwards, you can go higher than you're supposed to and go out of bounds. And with the small gem, you can jump infinitely. Forever. How the heck did that happen?
Again, a great example of how the release date was more important than the
Quality?
yeah, quality of the product. So now let's talk levels. I'd say the levels in this game are pretty decent. There's some sections where things aren't immediately clear, but the help box thingies do give you most of the information you would need.
That's not a box.
Indeed. There are some level design choices which aren't the smartest. Speed boosters literally don't add any speed. That's a lie, but shut up. The water sliding keeps you at a constant velocity and tries to hold your hand and lead you the right way, but does a terrible job, and if you dare try and control it by yourself, you end up not reaching where you had to reach in the first place. It's controllable, but it's just not intuitive. Also, the game doesn't do this for the majority of the time, but specifically when you have to take out a group of enemies to progress, the game really doesn't let you know about it, and it can be really frustrating to think that you might be missing something just to figure out you had to defeat a few enemies. QuickTime events, as I said before, I don't particularly like because of the lack of UI to indicate when you might need to do something, but it's not a huge deal. One good thing I'd like to say is that the music in these levels straight up slap!
Yeah, I agree with you there. The level designs are pretty good. Not too linear, but not too confusing either. There are moments that kinda don't work at times, and the physics make them not as fun as they should be, but otherwise, they're okay. The only real issue is that they take a bit longer to beat than I would have liked, and that's without all the loadings in them. I mean, look at this. Nearly 10 minutes. And I got an S rank. In addition to, well, what you see so far, there's also the sections where you carry Elise or run even faster. The Elise sections are honestly no different than what you're used to. The only new thing is that you now have a shield that'll help you across sand or water. That's pretty much it. Heck, you can even still do the homing attack. How are you doing that? And then there's the speed sections where Sonic runs pretty fast with no way of stopping him. There's a few problems with this one. One, you cannot move while jumping, so don't bother unless you have to. Two, everything will damage you and you can't get your fallen rings back, so be careful. And 3, if you do the light speed dash, Sonic will go even faster, which will make it all harder. So these sections suck, which is a real shame because it's a really neat idea. Oh, and the snowboarding parts suck too. Pretty broken. Forgot to add it in. Sorry.
This game, following the ways of its predecessors, has 3 different aspects / missions of the story that join up at different points within the narrative. In this game, you can play Mission Sonic, which we just covered, Mission Shadow, and Mission It's No Use! Mission Silver. So let's start off with Mission Silver. Silver is a new addition to the Sonic cast, whose only major role ever was basically in 06, but he does appear in a few other games, including Sonic Rivals and Sonic Forces. And let me tell you, he's not an optimist. Don't include that laugh, please. So we start off Mission Silver with him flying through what seems to be a post-apocalyptic... city in the future. That looks a bit like Station Square, which is pretty cool, I guess. As he's flying, a giant fire tornado, I guess, appears, and he then proceeds to use some kind of power to extinguish it. As this all happens, he's monologuing and asking himself how the world ended up like it did. We learn that the cause of all that we see was the doing of the Flames of the Desert, which have a cute little name. Iblis. We then meet a character named Blaze, one of my personal favorites.
Wait the heck up! Blaze? In the future? I thought she was from another dimension. What's going on here? Okay, so apparently this game is a reboot, with all the characters' backstory from the other games removed. Which I guess is why Eggman is now a human or whatever. Oops. Anyway, continue, Fan Owl.
So Blaze apparently spotted an Iblis monster. I guess it has little children or something, which makes it so much cuter. We then have a little boss fight, and my, I gotta say, the CGI cutscenes do look really beautiful, and while in general, the in-game graphics of the game are pretty meh, for some reason in the future areas, the game looks really good, so props to that. After beating the baby Iblis, Silver notes that even though they defeated it for now, it'll just come back again, which shows that no matter what they do, things just repeat in an infinite loop.
But what happens if we go to the origins of the loop and stop the loop from ever happening?
Enter Mephiles. After Silver asks how one could completely destroy Iblis, a voice tells him that he has to know the truth of Iblis. The source of this voice is a figure who almost completely resembles Shadow except for the fact that his clothes have a faint blue highlight instead of a red one, he has no mouth, and well, his eyes make him look like a lizard. 10 out of 10 character design, let's go Sega. He also has one of the best themes for a villain in any Sonic game. Also, his animations get a bit sloppy at time, and there's unnecessary camera zooms to his face that make me take him 10 times less seriously. He brings Silver and Blaze to some room in a building with a lot of computers? Is this a computer room? A computer room?! Mephiles tells the two that to fix the current reality they're living, they have to destroy the original source of Iblis by doing some time travel!
But that's impossible!
Anyways, blah blah blah, Mephiles is basically God or something and can time travel, so he tells them about what the cause of Iblis is. The Iblis Trigger! Mephiles tells Silver and Blaze that the Iblis Trigger is Sonic Coco to Hedgehog. Now Silver's goal is clear, destroy Sonic and save his world. Him and Blaze now go
back in time. With Shadow's story,
Let's get moving!
we start with him infiltrating one of Eggman's bases to save Rouge under the orders of Gun. Wait, he works for them now? Whatever, I can get around that. After saving her, it turns out she's holding a purple thingamajig.
the Scepter of Darkness.
After escorting her to a rendezvous point in Kingdom Valley, good old Egg surrounds them, tries to catch it in, it falls and breaks, it scares Eggman off, this cloud escapes and goes into Shadow's shadow, and appears as Mephiles, which sends him and Rouge to the future. The same future as Silver's actually. So yep, this is the main bad guy. Okay, if you don't know by this point, the story is a bit of a mess. Elise is a stupid character who gets captured again, and again, and again. At least with Princess Peach, she gets captured once per game. She adds nothing to the story other than the fact that, spoilers, I think, she is the vessel that contains
The Flames of Disaster!
which will escape if she ever cries. She also serves as the new love relationship between her and Sonic. I will say this, I don't think it's as weird as the rest of the community makes it out to be. I mean, there's media like Beauty and the Beast, and even Sonic was supposed to have a human girlfriend in the first game. That being said, there's something about it I just find odd. I don't know, just something that's there, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And of course, there's time travel. Don't get me started on that. As we all know, if not used the right way, it can cause some major confusion. For example, how did Iblis happen? I think it's because of when Eggman kidnapped Elise again, and they crashed for some strange reason, and she died. But look, no flames, so that can't be it. And on top of that, once Iblis was out, surely Mephiles would have combined with him there and then. I mean, fire dude, he would have broken out by then, and even then, freaking Rouge dropped it! If you know what becomes of the future, then just freaking wait a while! What the heck? Oh yeah, he wants to fuse with Iblis to become Solaris and destroy the world. We'll touch on that later. Although this bit's where Shadow uses Chaos Control to kick Silva on the back of the head. Solid gold right there.
Also, around that time, we meet probably the worst character of the game, Elise's dad. He's so completely useless and annoying and basically caused everything because of the dumb trope, oh my wife died, Anyways, he sucks and I refuse to speak of him more.
Whoa, okay dude, calm down. Well, anyway, just like Sonic Adventure 2, you can play as 3 characters in each story. Of course, you know Sonic. There's Tails, who is so god slow! Weren't the reason you had Tails in the first place so you could keep up with Sonic? What is this? And why is this his attack? Okay, to explain a bit, he can now throw dummy rings which will damage enemies. This could have been avoided if he could just use the freaking spin jump! Next, there's Knuckles, who plays exactly like the last games, only this time you're not collecting pieces of the Master Emerald. You're just trying to figure out where the heck to go. Why does he need so much space? Why? Then there's Shadow with his story. He plays very similar to Sonic, only this time his homing attacks have more combat moves to them. While they certainly help with enemies with health bars, when you're trying to move on, it's even slower. Also, he can drive vehicles, and they all suck. Literally, anytime he drives, it's not fun. Next, there's Rouge, who plays like Knuckles, but has bombs that's similar to Tails' ring dummies. Why is she like this? Also, the levels are just as annoying as Knuckles. Then there's Omega, who is slow, and slow. There's not much to say with him. With Silva in his story, oh boy. He is super slow, can't attack enemies unless he's carrying other stuff using his psychokinesis and throwing them at them, and if you want to be stupid, go right up to the hitboxes and stun them. I like the concept, but he's slower than the Sega CD. And why can't anyone spin jump? Also, the ball path sucks so much. You have a limited amount of times you can hit it, and it has to go in the hole in the end, but not these ones or else you will have to start again. Just go past the door using this box. You'll thank me later. Next is Blaze, who is honestly the most fun to play as. Too bad she doesn't show up as much. She can double jump, 5-spin, and home attack from the ground. Simple but fun. And finally, Amy Rose. Don't ask. She's even slower than Silva, believe it or not. Her only attack is her hammer, and she can turn invisible? The heck? How? So yeah, if you couldn't tell, none of them are as fun as Sonic, with the exception of Blaze.
So we've mentioned too many times that this game was rushed, and with any rushed game there will be glitches, and boy howdy are there a lot in this one. Probably one of the most popular glitches is the upside down loop glitch. Basically, when on a loop surface, Sonic's gravity physics don't work, but the devs assume you'd only ever be running on a loop, which would make the effect work. But if you do manage to stop running, well, you get Spider-Hog.
Spider-Hog, running fast in the foggy bog, brah. Yeah, there's so many glitches here. Some minor ones like how Sonic controls and everything, but also ones like the gems. Like, this is a game mechanic, how could you not see this? And don't get me started on the boxes.
I have to go now. My planet needs me.
And the physics with the boxes and enemies. The rings are a little annoying. I'm just trying to collect them, but I keep moving away. This is dumb. But I just love messing around. Bad guy go whee! Sometimes it's not fun and there are one too many glitches. But there's also the ones that are just fun to mess around with. Yeah, this is what I live for. Enter the Dragonfly is different. Oh yeah, there's also the multiplayer mode. If you can convince a friend to play with you, you get to either work together or against each other to reach the goal. You can play as either Sonic, Shadow, or Silver. This means that each level has to be designed around all of the hedgehogs, because one of them is a frickin' turtle. However, the amount of crap that happens, I just love it. You may not succeed, but at least you can laugh about it with someone.
The Sonic series has been a hit or miss with bosses, and this was a miss. I can declare that I don't really like a single boss in this game. Egg Cerberus is a boss in which by riding its head you have to make it run into something. The thing is, the AI for the boss is a bit silly and the physics for riding the things isn't the best. It's pretty unresponsive in my experience, and on top of that the animations for it look terrible. The second Iblis boss battle, it kinda sucks too. Only good part is Rouge being dumb and Shadow saying, "Don't touch it!" There's these platforms and if you stand on one long enough, Iblis will jump onto it to attack you. But there's these little gem thingies that if Iblis jumps on, stun it, and then you can attack a weak spot that looks like an eye. Because the game is too scared to make actual sense, after dealing damage you go flying in the air like 5 times just so it can reset the platform so that Iblis can destroy the old ones. It's just so stupid and such a lazy segue to a new segment of the boss battle. Iblis also does a funny dance, but yeah, not a fun battle overall. Mephiles' boss battles are just clone battles, but he's weak to guns, which is hilarious. Anyways, boring. Next. You fight Sonic in this game, and it's so stupidly easy I won't even talk about it, but as you'll see with another certain character, boss voice lines are broken so badly, it's actually sad. I'll admit, the third time you fight Iblis is actually pretty fun, because throwing stuff with Silver can be fun at times. And now, the best boss battle. Not because it's good, no, it's because it's no use! Silver is broken and easy at the same time. If you get stuck in his, as I like to call them, useless traps, then you may as well quit. If not, you win, and that's basically Silver. The rest of the bosses aren't terrible in my opinion, and are pretty average boss fights, so I won't talk about them here.
When it comes to the graphics, they're alright. I mean, the CGI looks amazing if you ignore the movements and everything. And as for the in-game cutscenes, yeah, it's a downgrade, but for an early 7th gen game, it's good. And really, the only bad model is Sonic himself. Everyone looks fine in my opinion. However, it is weird that the lip syncing is so off. I mean, just look at this.
His power can change time and even manipulate the fabric of time itself.
And speak of people talking, I just like how lazy they were with the NPCs.
Hey.
I mean, could they not record more lines? And what's even weirder is this lady is the only one with fully voiced dialogue.
This is terrible. Princess Elise went to see Eggman by herself.
It's weird. As for music, it's great, it's good, it's beautiful. That's just a tradition. And no matter how bad a Sonic game is, the music is gonna be amazing.
I agree, the music really is amazing, but what's sad is that you can see that the most effort went into the music and CGI.
So, for the ending, Sonic beats Eggman and saves the princess. Shadow takes off his ring tinnies and does a dash towards Mephiles.
Let's get moving!
And Silver tries to use the Chaos Emeralds to seal Iblis within him, but
It's no use!
so Blaze does it instead and gets sent off to another dimension. After all of that, you get the last story. Okay, so apparently Mephiles is still alive, finds a Chaos Emerald, distracts Sonic, and impales him. And Sonic dies. Sonic freaking dies! Sonic the Hedgehog, family fun for everyone. So, because of love, I guess, Elise cries, Iblis is set free, they both combined, Solaris, and bright lights. So, everyone is in a space-time pocketing, while everywhere in time and space is being consumed and stuff. Everyone is sad about Sonic dead. Wait, why is Silver here? So they all go and get the Chaos Emeralds because apparently that can revive him. Dragon Ball. Yeah, that's right, I know my stuff. But let me tell you, this is the most hardest and stupidest part of the whole game! These space hole tennies will give you an instant death. It's not so bad at first, but then you get to Knuckles. Where in the name of Fudge Nuggets is our freaking emerald? And by the time you do find it, all of your lives are gone. So, oops, do the whole thing again. But once you do all of that, Elise kisses Sonic and he comes back to life as Super Sonic. Hello there, and welcome to my show. My name is Papa Retro, and this is my good friend,
Sunny Bangle.
and today we are making the kiss of life. First, we're going to just add a bit of jelly bean stones.
A hint of cringe.
Then we mix it in with some power orange of time traveling poops.
Give it some zap power of the foaming Jamak.
And finally, a subscribe button for all the friends and families at home.
Huh? That wasn't on the ingredient list.
So after that, Sonic shares his superpowers with Shadow and Silver, and then they go off to fight Solaris. This boss is honestly meh. I mean, there hasn't been any really good 3D Sonic final bosses,
Dark Gaia is amazing, what are you talking about?
but it's not bad either. It's just boring. The music, however, in this world, your life is gone. In this world, love's an open book. In this world, the compromise does not exist. In this world, of whatever stuff is the rest. And after all of that, yeah, you can't really beat him or something. You then time travel to where it all started, for whatever reason. With the Solaris project? Oh yeah, that's the thing that can let you travel through time. The thing Phantom Wall was mad about with the father. With that being no more than a tiny flame. If they put it out, all the stuff that happened would never happen. But because Sonic and Elise would have never met, she doesn't want to. Freaking idiot. So Sonic tells her to do it, she does it, and all the events reset. So there you go. Sonic 06 never happened in the first place. Oops. And that was Sonic 06. What do we think of it? Well, you first, I guess.
This game has a lot of flaws, and it really didn't do well for Sonic's 3D reputation. As bad as it can be at times, I have to admit, it's still fun to play because it's so iconic, and it is vaguely playable too. I like to revisit it and the things that surround it because it was a part of my childhood, and it shows me even though the game is by no means good, there's still a lot of fun to be had with it, and for that, I'm glad I was able to review it and give my honest opinions on it, regardless of the fact that I didn't compliment it all that much.
This game was rushed beyond belief. It's lost the magic of Yuji Naka halfway through development, the guy who programmed all the Sonic games up to that point. And because they really wanted a Sonic game for the Wii, Sonic's team's staff was split into two, with the fewer half working on this game, while the other half did Sonic and the Secret Ring. So with short time on their hands, few staff, and the magic gone, it's no wonder why it failed. Heck, they even ignored quality checks. The story makes no sense, the gameplay is buggy, none of the characters are fun, anything new wasn't done good, so many glitches, and overall, not a good game. That being said, man, I just love messing around. All these glitches, multiplayer, and the sad fact that this was the last we'd ever see of the adventure games. It's a guilty pleasure of mine and I ain't afraid to talk about it. It's not good at all, not by a long shot, but you can sure have fun. Also, fun fact, if you look in the credits, you can see that the voice cast was from the 4Kids dubbing. 4Kids, eh? Hey, thanks for watching. Boy, howdy did that take forever to make, but finally got it out now, so I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and support me on Patreon if you want. And thank you, Fangirl, for collaborating with me on this review. This was, well, it was something, I'll say that much. Well, not much else to say, but okay then. This is awkward. The show's over!